Fenderson-Warren, and I'm a poet, and you know it, and an author of 4 books so far. I'm gonna be releasing my 5th book this year. It was Cross. I do poetry, because that's what poets do. And then also, I would like to very excited to be back in Buffalo. This is that's part of what I call this back in Buffalo book tour part 4. Because I'm on my 4th book, so that's why I did that. I have my diva pads here in tow, my lovely ladies that I decorate and make uniquely and wonderfully made, just like all women are. So that's why if anyone else feels that do their own poetry or journaling, they can do that in there as well. They are on sale today. It's fabulous diva sale. 1 for 10 and 2 for 15. And then of course I have my books here, and my books are include most of them are here and it's for sale. The 4th book will be available here, will be added on to his stock. So, all right. So I'm gonna start off my poetry. Yes, my poetry looks like this. It all starts off like this. Well, it usually starts off in like a scrap piece of paper or a post-it or the back of a bill or something like that. And then it comes this, and then it comes this. So it's a process. And this pretty much is the depiction of my brain. This is my brain on poetry. And so yeah, I'm gonna get ready to share some with you. These are okay. This these are gonna be a part of my 5th book. I still have the title that I'm gonna release and announce and all that later, and I'm gonna release the cover and all that stuff. I'm gonna go big for my 5th book because I don't really have a whole lot of plans of making any more afterwards, but I'm not sure because I'm not sure of this whole thing. But I know 5 is the number of grace, which is something that we all need. And we all need to give ourselves grace as well. So remember. Uh, so since this is like a new place and a new opening and a new beginning, we're gonna start off with my uh, poem called Happy New Year. Prospero año y felicidad. And so it's going to be a call and response kind of poem. So call and response means that I'm going to need a little something, something from you, and then I'll give a little something, something from me. So, but it starts with me. So this is going to need some crowd participation, all crowd participation, whoever's here and the sound of my voice. All righty. So it's going to start off like we do the countdown for the ball in the other part of New York and New Year's, starting from 5. Okay, everybody ready? We're gonna count down from 5 to the number 2, and then I got to take from there. Okay, go. 5, 4, 3, 2. Happy new revelations and realizations to you. May your life be transformed. Behold, all things have become new, down to your hairdo and attitude. your opinions and views, your cute outfit with matching shoes. When you look good, you feel good. And I declare it's time for you to make time for you. Reflect a bit on the things you've been through, the places you've been, the people you've seen. You are the embodiment of your ancestors' dreams. You will go on to do great things. You will go far. Your manifestations may result in a new home or a new car. You might move out of state. You might reach your goal weight. And even if you don't wait. Eliminate times when you procrastinate. Get up and go. Don't keep sitting on the side of the bed until you're late. Live life. Put on that dress. Go on that date. So this poem, this poem is originally titled "No More" in 2024 because that's when I made this poem. But since I haven't put it in the book yet, it's gonna have a new title. You can do that when you create things. You can give it new names. You can rename it. You can give it two names. You can do whatever you want to do. So, the new name for it will be To Thrive in 2025. Here we go. No longer can I afford to be more about you than when it's my turn, we're through. With love as my witness, before we wrap this up, please don't interrupt. Let me finish. I'm moving forward with lessons from above and standing on business. Understand that my no means no, my yes means yay. Don't try to twist my words and diminish what I say. I'm tired of taking the back seat when it's time to take it into overdrive. Yearnings to feel triumphant, I try to hide. Last time we were here, we didn't get much done. You made these big, great plans, then backed out, so that wasn't fun. I'm tired of being underrated and underestimated. I did not come to play. I was made to slay every dragon, roadblock, and obstacle in my way. I've been I've built new boundaries, not taking anyone's mess. I can't keep selling for less when I know my worth, and the fact is, I deserve the best. It's a lead. It's a lead. All right. So, since I got a couple people here from Buffalo, I had a couple of questions as outside of Cleveland there. So, while I'm here and I get ready to order some food, do I just ask for wings and chicken dip? You don't have to say the dip part. Oh, okay. All right. Since I'm in Buffalo, I don't have to say I want buffalo wings.
I know some people from Rochester that have gone to Buffalo and get wings. So
It's served with blue cheese automatic.
yeah,
Here we go. It's automatic. It's
now you're making me hungry.
You talked it up now, right? Yeah.
Okay.
That's why they're called Buffalo wings, right?
Say I want some chicken dip and I want some wings.
I'm with you. And first of all, we do great things for them, and of course, we're going to end up, realizing that things are going to come to fruition. But someday, someone will focus. That's the point. Illustrated a thing today. I got all prepared, got up early and did something to my hair. Picked out some cute clothes to wear, looked in the mirror to strike a pose, made sure I didn't have anything in my teeth, wiped the cold out my eyes, shout out to Biggie, checked the nose, After all, who knows who I might encounter or may stop by. Besides, I can't make this all about a profit. I can't be like, if I sell 5 books, I can buy a new outfit. Not when I know I need to get my things in order to become legit. Truth is, the DIY method isn't easy to do. My lives of sitting in a bookstore all by myself is living proof. That's why I can't make this all about what I sell, especially when there's times when I'm sitting at a table of one like, what the hell? Oh well, I got another event coming up and that will do well. I have to believe it before I can achieve it. It will get greater later. My gift will make room for me. One of my books will be as big as waiting to exhale. Either way, I'm operating in my purpose, and one day my books will fulfill.
Already clapped. Oh, nothing.
All right. So this poem, this poem is my uh, poem by the late great Maya Angelou. She wrote a poem called "Still I Rise." So this is my little rendition of it, and took it and flipped it, picked it up, reversed it, did it my way, and so it's called "Still I Shine." From the time I walked in the room, I could feel your wretched mood. As you roll your eyes, I no longer wonder while I continue my stride to claim my prize. However, sometime during my pursuit, I'll look in the rear view and clearly see you. Well, you will appear, and I'll recall that I didn't hear you cheer. But right now, wow, look, Ma, I'm somebody now. I can hear you say, do what I'm supposed to do, and I'll be fine. After all, I serve the one that turned water into wine, and if I search, I will find. What was lost has been reclaimed, it's mine. This is my time. Even though you tried to leave me out of count and leave me behind, like a rose through the concrete, I still rise. Tried to act as if I wasn't there, but I kept busy hunting a lion and then a bear, making moves, taking chances, doing things I normally wouldn't dare. I feel like my winter season has just begun. Yep, look at me now, the one you shunned, the one you left in yesterday. Didn't you know I sparkle in the dark? There is a light inside of each of us that competes with the sun, and the sun will come out tomorrow. So still I rise, a valuable jewel that once belonged to a fool, and still I shine. Thank you. So,
Oh, you're
um,
live in too, right? You're going, okay.
uh, just in the describing this poem a little bit more, a lot of my poems, of course, are a reflection of how I feel. I'm still very much like the title of my very first book, Imperfect and in Love with God. So still under construction, y'all.
Mhm.
But I usually sprinkle a little Jesus juice throughout a lot of my poems. So when I mention about being like left out of the count and staying busy and hunting the lion and then the bear, that's going into talking about David in the Bible, how he was like the last of his father's children, and they were all just pretty much trying to leave him out of the count. But he went on to do such great things like slay Goliath, and so yeah, it's something to be in the youngest.
There's always hope.
Huh?
There's always hope.
There's always hope. Always have hope. All right. So, you know what, Jerry, I'm glad you mentioned hope because I'm going to get into that with this next piece. This is the most recent poem that I wrote. It just came to me like they all do. They just come out of nowhere and I have to write them down immediately or I can lose it. And if I try to rewrite it or recreate it,
Sorry.
It's hard and it's not the same. So this poem is called Scars and Stripes. And so it's dealing a lot with mental health, which is um, very important and something that can be overlooked, and it's something that a lot of us struggle with and deal with, some more than others, but either way, it's something that needs to be addressed and taken into account and taken seriously. And it's not something to judge people off of. So here we go. I think most of us have had a taste of strife throughout this thing called life. You might feel like the sand in the hourglass is moving too fast and you're running out of time. While we love to indulge in the traits that make us rare, I've noticed there's commonality that we just so happen to share. It's the scars we all bear. Now, if nothing I've said applies to you, well, that's fine too. However, most would concur this to be true. So whether it's the ones I got on my legs as a little tyke who fell off her bike, or the evidence of self-harm displayed across my arm, I was hurting so bad on the inside that it was the only way that I could let it out. I would hope that no one's method of asking for help is mistaken for chasing clout. We are all on this big green and blue ball going through episodes of joy and pain, from loud belly laughs one moment to pillows soaked with tear stains. So excuse me, no, so pardon me while I burst into flames. To trying to figure out a way to fix this, to becoming the first in your family to start a business, you never knew how many problems you run into looking for a resolution. The many fires to be extinguished while seeking clarity out of confusion. I want to deliver a message today that it's okay not to be okay. Every day won't be roses and butterflies where everything goes your way. I won't lie and say that I know exactly how you feel. I will say, not to sound cliche, but whatever it is that I can do to help, I will. My biggest hope is that you too will have hope and keep the faith as you continue to heal.
Can't really clap myself. I have to do this, hit the fat.
All right. So,
It's good for something then.
yes, it is.
You can hear me way over here.
All right. So, um, this next poem is a continuation of the title of my first book, Imperfect and in Love of God, because I'm still imperfect after all this time. I don't know why I just can't get it together. But so that's how I made this poem. You lead me beside the still waters. You are my father, and I'm your daughter. Please order my steps in your word, dear Lord, as I put on my shoes of peace and take up my sword. There's not a day that I don't need you. The valleys and the shadows you brought me through. All it takes is the faith of a mustard seed, and the mountains shall be moved. When I say you brought me through my darkest hour, it's the truth. So I just want the world to know that I'm still imperfect, still under construction, and I love it.
What's the matter? Huh?
This from performance that I currently have out and available here at Fitz Books and Waffles. Let's give it up for Fitz Books and Waffles again today.
There it is.
And they are also available in local bookstores, more local in Ohio, but either way, If they're not in the bookstore that you frequent, you can always ask the people at the store to order some. And are also available on Amazon. So yes, you can always go to the store, the manager of the store and say, I would like to see more of this book, and then you can request that they order that book. So therefore, you are empowered and you are strong and you are powerful.
So someone's asked
That
what to find you as an author? What's the name as an author? Do you have an author's name or your real name?
is
Oh, okay. 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 You don't have a pen writing name. So how would they find you?
that under my name. That's my government. So
You gonna give them your full name then, so they can find you?
Latonya Fenderson-Warren.
Okay.
So. So I'm gonna start off with my first book, Imperfect and No God. And I'm gonna read, the poem I'm gonna read out of here is As I Look Up in the Sky. I don't share this poem very often, but now's the perfect time. So here we go. As I look up in the sky and give thanks for this day to the God who allowed me to open my eyes, to have full range of motion and movement of my thighs, the same God who sent his only begotten Son who died, and on the third day arose. Like a heavenly scent from the Garden of Eden that fills my soul. God, I give the situation to you to control and all that come after, because I know my God is faithful and I know you won't fold. Oh, I want to share, I'm using my lifeline. So I got the title kind of from the game show, Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, and how you call somebody if you have a question and it's a lot of money on the line, it's a lot on the line, and you don't want to mess up and lose all the money. And so it's very important and you're in a critical time and it's time for you to reach out to somebody who knows something and knows something about it. And of course, so that's where I got the title. And then it's also like me, like in a state of like desperation and really seeking God and an answer from Him. And I feel like, are you here? Are you listening? Can you hear me? So that's kind of where I'm at. I don't know if anybody else has ever been in that, but there's been times when I prayed for stuff and I'm like, I need an answer, Jesus, by 2:00. He don't move like that.
I came back from the dead, so I know where you're at.
I am writing it down in the plane. Praying my circumstance won't stay the same. Praying this tribulation won't make me insane. Praying my answers aren't wasted in vain. Praying you can come through and save me again. Praying you won't stay silent and watch me drown in this pain. Can you hear me? I need you. I need you, God. I'm praying. So, through a lot of my tribulations and all of that, and throughout the time that I've been here on earth, I've learned that He is listening. He is listening. He hears you. So, let me see.
I agree with you. I was on the breathing machine, heart machine, everything. I was gone. Yes. Yeah, there you go. About 3 years ago, but I had a lot of people praying for me.
That's what helps. All righty. So let me see. Oh, I'm going to share a piece that I wrote and dedicated to my parents. Um, Out of my fourth book, Gift Me with Flowers While I'm Present. And I came up with that title because I feel like that's exactly what we need to do is love on our people and give flowers and give all the love and all the great feelings that you say that you have for this person, not to wait until they're gone and then it's just a matter of going to the gravesite or posting something and, oh, I miss you. I wish you could have, kicked it and spent more time together. So right now in the flesh, while we're alive and living and above ground, this is our time to kick it and spend time together and connect and reconnect. And we have all these modes of um, communication, and we need to use it so that we can get connected and stay connected and love on our people while we're here. Goes with the whole theme of, giving my flowers while I can smell them. So that's it. Okay, so this poem is called How Will I Honor You? And I dedicate this to my parents. So many fond memories when I'm on Park Street, finding hidden gifts and notes you wrote for me, wrote in your Bible for me. How do I honor you? By always making sure I step out looking my best or keeping my house clean. By going to the corner store to play 615, box every time, never straight. Just a little win and I'm glad. If I play more than $10 and I hit, I'll be mad. Having company over and watching y'all play cards was such entertainment. Growing up in housing as a kid, I wanted a house in the basement. Not that I wasn't glad for what we had. I had a beautiful, strong mom and a no nonsense dad. At the time, I wasn't allowed to go anywhere. I learned later in life that you set rules because you care. All that, no, you can't go, you were protecting me, not letting me run around in the streets aimlessly. I thank you for taking the time to make me and shape me to be your last but not least. A mi madre y mi padre, te amo para siempre. Sincerely, rest in peace. So, in that poem, I talk about
Give me a
the
little
street
bit.
that I grew up on, the street that I came home from the hospital on, it's the street that I lived on up into my late 20s. So that was like home for me for a long time, was just being on that street in that town. And then, of course, it also talked about the different things um, that my parents did. My parents loved to play them some lottery. They love some lottery, y'all. And so,
The box straight thing.
box and strip and wheel, box straight wheel, they know how to play with the X and all of that. And I was like, huh? My parents knew how to play with the X. So, ping pong ball and ask my mom, and then she would say, ask your dad. I'll go ask my dad, and he said, go ask your mom. So I just went on to study. Suffered the consequences later. I got that. Okay, so let's see. All right, the next piece I'm going to share is all that glitters. So, of course, as we know, all that glitters is not gold. So that's kind of what this is about, and it talks about relationships and love and false love and thoughtless love and stuff like that. So here we go. Let me tell you something about love. Love is like gold. It bends. It doesn't break. It can take the heat and be molded into any shape. It's a precious metal. It's costly. People put on a lot of gold and start feeling rich and bossy. Start feeling royal and flossy. You feel special. Ooh, love looks good on you. When you're in love, you want to spread the news. When you're clothed in love, I mean gold, you feel grand and regal. You want to go out and be seen, hopefully run into your peoples. It shines and glitters in the light every time you move. It has a way of getting somebody confused. Sometimes it looks and feels real, but don't be fooled. Yes, indeed, it looks good, but it's fake. Now you paid out a bunch and feel like a chump. Left you feeling played with your neck covered in bumps. That's that Chico Valley go. But I'm talking about a story that used to be in the mall that we had. It doesn't exist anymore. But damn fool's gold. You thought they would always be true. You were told all they needed was you. How quickly the tables turned and the love faded. I thought what we had was 24 karat magic, but I was wrong. How tragic. It was just gold plated. Wah, wah, wah. So glad to see you. Okay. Okay.
It's okay. You used to do books selling elsewhere and then you moved here? Or-
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So you got some clientele. Yeah. Oh, okay, that's good. Hard starting from scratch.
Yeah.
Um, was created for whoever needs, whoever, I wanted to inspire whoever needs inspiration and to motivate whoever needs to be motivated. So, it's out of my third book, Then Came Me, the evolution of LT. That's also me. I have quite a few different little aliases and names and things like that. Um, and LT is one of them. So, let's see. I'm going to share my first poem out of this book. This poem has two titles because I wanted it to. So, when I first created it, I came up with one title and then I thought of a different title for it. And so I was like, well, you know what? As a creator, it's going to have two titles. So that's what you can do when you create things. And the titles are Against the Wall and Be of Good Courage. Whenever your back is against the wall, use it as a springboard, a point to catapult you into the great unforeseen. one foot in front of the other on the balance beam. Back at square one, first base, rename this spot your launching pad, where your first step takes place. Don't settle for leftovers. Alert the world. Know you're not a side dish. Push off full force. You may need your own folding chair. Inform them you're the main course. Be ready, look alive, take the world by storm. See yourself landing perfectly after a triple axel, great form. Dream big, never fold. Be powerful, be you, be beautiful. Don't let this world turn your heart cold. Reach for the stars and land in the sky. Stay focused and keep your eyes on the prize. Steer clear of bad energy and negativity portrayed as concern in disguise. Don't let anyone talk down to you or make you feel less than. Look how far you've come and what you've done in such a short time span. Delete and block stinking thinking, mark it as spam. Don't dwell on others' doubts. Maybe they've never seen it done before. Even if they see you sweat, even if you get knocked down, don't stay on the floor. Always invite the idea of being the first, and keep in mind, if it's never been done, you must be the one. Continue to think outside of their box of possibility. Break those strongholds, that inferior mindset, and announce, they came me. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. All right, let's see. Okay, we're gonna get into some activist type stuff, and we're gonna get real here. So, um, so this poem is also out of book three, in Amy, and the title is Shots Fired. And so it's talking about just the violence and the police brutality and things like that, and just sometimes the reality that others live in, and um, and see and encounters that we have. Sometimes they're different from other people's, and so that's why I share. A lot of my poetry is about me speaking about the things that I see or hear that it seems like people turn a deaf ear to or turn a blind eye to. So that's where my poetry comes in, because it needs to be talked about, it needs to be spoken on, and so that's why I speak on it. So here we go. I will not sit idle. I will not stand by and witness you hand on the Bible as you testify. Look at the jury and try to convince them of your lies, that you don't have a racist bone in your body, yet another black child has. Too many times the cop is vindicated, set free as the family grieves and the mother cries. Not even grown men, incoming freshmen like George Steiny or Tyree, never getting a chance to become an NBA player like Kyrie. With so many cases thrown out for lack of evidence and fear of trigger happy police coming around my residence. When I hear shots fired, I want to call for an officer's assistance. Do I need to forewarn them that black men live here? Now I feel hesitant. For the mother, sister, wife of a black male, these are daily fears. The world has shown us too many times that it doesn't care about a black girl's tears. Yeah. Let's see. Okay. I'm gonna share another piece out of my third book that came to me. It's called Considered Essential, because like in the very beginning, in the height of the whole COVID and pandemic, a lot of people were let go off of their jobs, and things like that, and they were considered either essential or non-essential, which I hated that whole concept because I think that all of us are essential. All people are essential. So we all matter, and it shouldn't be a matter of because you do this certain job or whatever, you're essential and you mean more than another person because a lot of the people that were considered essential still wasn't getting paid a whole lot. They was just kind of stuck on this job because, oh, we can't close the place down, we can't run it without you. So I don't know how essential that's supposed to make you feel, whatever. Don't get me started. But anyhow, I dedicate this poem to my brother because I lost my brother during COVID. So I dedicate this poem to him. And here we go. I want the word to be planted in me and be considered good ground, good soil. I want to be a good example of what it means to be loyal. I want to take this time to show love and respect to my brother, Royal. In the last year, we seem to have all had losses and lessons. For those who have faith, we learn to focus and notice our blessings. It's been a wake up call for many who were once worried about their clothes, if their clothes matched or the length of their hair, to making the most of the time we have, not being so hard on ourselves, and doing more self care. To seeing the bigger picture, the point of it all, and not stressing over a job that refuses to pay fair. To evaluate whether it's better to work overtime or take a day for you and bring cheeks to daycare. We get all worried and stressed to look our very best to a world that could care less. Sometimes we get so caught up in the callback, we put our household on the back burner, neglecting those that have the most impact. Why do we do that?
Stepping out to grab my child.
Okay. I'm going to share a couple of haikus with you. So, um, so here we go. A haiku, a haiku for you. Woman of courage, no obstacle can conquer. Rise like a phoenix. Boom. There. So this was created to empower women, and I hope that it empowers every woman that reads it. Enjoy. So yeah, haikus are nice and short and sweet. And so that's why I was real quick and done. Boom. All right. So let me see here. I'm gonna share a haiku from my fourth book, Gift Me with Flowers While I'm Present, and I dedicate this to my mom. I miss you so much. I will always remember to love my mom. So, um, so this poem, I tried to touch on a few different things. Of course, the love for my mom. And I put that in issue because I lost my mom. And then also, I mentioned the part about I will always remember because for like three generations in my family, my great grandmother, my grandmother, and my mom all suffer from Alzheimer's. And of course, Alzheimer's has a lot to do with memory. So that's why I put I will always remember because I feel like, no, I know that, and I claim that I break the cycle of Alzheimer's. So it stops with me. I will not have Alzheimer's. And yeah, that's why
A lot of it has to do with diet. Really has to do with diet.
Things and things that we need to be aware of as a people, as a human being, as a community, as a fellow, elite. I would hope you're learning more about solutions and just bringing awareness. So I'm gonna read my poem, Where You At, out of my second book, When I Look Over My Shoulder, which focuses more on social things and things that happen in society and all of that. That's where I address a lot of those issues in this book. So this poem is, the subject is about missing, people going missing, missing children, missing adults, just people just vanishing in the thin air or whatever. So yeah, that's what this poem is about. And it's done kind of like in a text, and it's like a friend that all of a sudden can't find her friend. She can't find her friend anywhere. So in those instances, this person is now missing because no one can find where this person is or where they went to or their whereabouts. So here we go. I'm calling out to you. I don't know if you're near. I don't know if you're far. I can't imagine you being in the back of somebody's car, getting so worried because it's starting to get dark. I've been riding around the neighborhood. I didn't see anyone in the park. I keep calling, texting. I get no reply. Trying to think positive, but all I can do is cry. Your coworker said you didn't show up for your shift at 2. It's not like you to vanish out of the blue. Calls going straight to voicemail. I don't know what else to do. Somehow, some way, give me a clue. Sister, where are you? It's been hours and I haven't heard a word. I'm on my way to the police station. Hey, where you at? Please send me your location. We're checking the gram and FB for a post. Your MIA girl gone like some ghost. Hopefully you didn't agree to meet for a blind date. You know most profiles are fake and can end up being a catfish or first 48. Hopefully you didn't get a text from your ex wanting to hook up for sex. You know better than to hop into a random truck. I'm checking my phone, no such luck. What the pull the lever in the trunk. OMG, where could you be? Your whereabouts have become a mystery. If you've been captured, I pray you break free and return unscathed back to me. Okay, so now more time has passed. We gotta act fast and find out who saw you last. How is it no one saw a thing, heard a sound? I've been looking all around town. It's time to bring out the hounds. We need a whole party to search the grounds. Let's make our lost found. Thank you. Okay. And, uh, also in the spirit of bringing awareness to something, this is about suicide awareness. So this is also a friend that um, has lost their friend due to suicide. So um, just, it's just another poetry piece about bringing awareness to the different issues that happen in society. Not all of them are great and wonderful and cheerful all the time. Sometimes it can be very dreadful, but I still gotta speak on it. So here we go. This poem is called Thinking of You, and I did get the opportunity to share this poem last year at the Suicide Awareness Walk out of the darkness in Lorain County at Lorain County Community College. So I'm going to get a chance to share it with you as well. I thought things were okay. I mean, I just saw you the other day. Then I got a call in the middle of the night that you had passed away. My eyes welled up, my heart sank to the floor, so overcome with sadness, knowing I won't see you anymore. Someone said they so things seemed to be all good just a week ago. We met up at the park, laughed, and reminisced until after dark. It's crazy you were just here. There's some things that happened since we spoke that I wanted to share. If anything or any or person was bothering you, I wish you had told me so I could be there. It's not like I'm a stranger to pain. It's been a many time I put my heart on the line and felt I loved in vain. Dwell too long on the mistakes I made. There's times when I still get mad as hell over the trust I gave. It's okay. Most people have fallen in a one-sided love, but left feeling stupid. Finding yourself shot in the heart, back and butt by Cupid. Been in a room full of people and felt all alone. Feels like I'm paying for an alarm. Feels like I'm paying for an alarm clock because no one calls my phone. People tend to show more love when it's lost. Makes me wonder if they really care. I can only speak for myself. I notice and I feel the hurt from you not being here. Rest in peace. So, okay, I'm gonna share Forgotten History out of my second book, When I Look Over My Shoulder. And so it just talks about some people who have done great things and pioneers and inventors that I didn't always hear about when I was in school. And so um, therefore I talk about them in my book so that someone can read this and they can be informed of these people. Such people existed or still exist and have done great things more than just Martin Luther King or I just leave it around on that one. Or just Harriet Tubman or Rosa Parks. There's a whole lot of people that made great contributions to our history. So here we go. No one can eat just one, thanks to the inventor of the potato chip, Mr. George Crumb. From Mrs. Mary Jackson and her astronomical math to the inventor of laser eye surgery, Dr. Patricia Bath, Miss Gwendolyn Brooks, the first African American woman to win a Pulitzer Prize for her books. To our 44th president, to the nameless left to perish in the Devil's Punch Bowl, we won't forget. For those that dare to dream without restriction, those that keep reaching and defy the resistance, for those that walk past a new school to a one-room classroom in a church, Jim Crow nonsense, to Bessie Coleman, first Black female pilot, to Ashada Shakur, who refused to remain silent, to the ladies whose lifetime goal isn't to jump the broom, but embody the spirit of Fannie Hammer and move the room. You are all stars, blessed by the bright morning star, no matter where you are. And this poem is dedicated to Claudette Colvin, who showed great strength and courage, who showed that you can take a stand by sitting. So she was like the first Rosa Parks. She was Rosa Parks before Rosa Parks. But since she was a pregnant teenager, people didn't feel like she fit the image that they wanted out there. And so that's why we hear more about Rosa and less about Claudette. Until now. Thank you. Share some more pieces with you. I will. Okay, so so this piece that I'm going to share is titled Mother to All. So this is my rendition of a famous poem by Langston Hughes called Mother to Child. So in my rendition, like I said before, I took it, reversed it, and made it my own, and added a little this and added a little that, and added some pizzazz and some jazz, and it went with this. So, I also like modernized it also from being a crystal staircase to a glass elevator. So here we go. Life is no glass elevator. Every time I push the button to go up, I'm greeted by another hater. They get on with a friendly smile, a perpetrator. They're holding me up for where I'm trying to go, a time waster. It already took me long enough to get on and stop stalling, a procrastinator. Putting off what I could have had done by now, telling myself, I'll do it later. Now here comes someone who doesn't know where they want to go, a bad decision maker. We're at a standstill and they say, I'll get off with you. Clearly an imitator. Therefore, you have to know, no matter which way the other passengers decide to go, don't get distracted by how many times it stops. Your destination is at the top. The rightful place for all creators and innovators, movers, shakers, risk takers, and most of all, generational curse breakers. Come on, somebody. So I say, life is no glass elevator. We're almost done, people. And I thank you all for being here and sticking around and listening to the sound of my voice and making the choice to be here. So I'm so thankful to each and every one of you. And a special shout out to my boo. I see you. I'm so glad and grateful for you being here and being supportive and stuff, Levy.
How many years? How many years you been married?
We've been married for a long time. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, no. Carry one. No. We've been married for 6 years. Coming up on 6 years. So,
47 for me.
wow, that's a long
Yeah,
time.
I'm old.
Yeah.
It says Glory to Boss in my phone.
We just passed the 6 year mark.
Good job.
But we've been together for over 20 years. So.
Oh, okay, that counts.
Yeah, it counts. Heck yeah. Shoot. I watch everybody's clothes at the same time. They count.
Make the 100-year mark and you're doing really good.
Oh my goodness. So,
See someone that was married 65 years together.
well, that's a long time. deal with somebody's stuff and being, marital bliss at the same time. That's what I meant to say.
Let's go by, she's the boss.
That's right. That's it. That's it. It's not in charge. I don't make the rules. So, all right. All right, I'm gonna share a few more pieces out of book number 4 before I conclude with the poem that I dedicated to the residents of Buffalo. So that'll be my last poem that I share, but I'm gonna share some stuff before I get there. Okay. All right, just keep going. All right. This poem is called um, In My Feelings. So there's times when I get on my feelings about different things, and this is how I express it and release it. This whole poem, someone asked me why it was all in caps. The whole poem was in caps. That's because damn it, I'm mad at this poem. So I'm angry. And so therefore, I'm just expressing those feelings. Or either frustrated or either disappointed or hurt or whatever. And some of it can be within myself, and some of it can be with relationships with family and friends or things like that. Not many friends, because I do have very awesome friends. So usually it can be um, my family. So, and not all of them, just certain ones or whatever. Um, so I'm going to share my poem In My Feelings, and it's also called Truth Is. Truth is, sometimes I get tired of trying to have what should come naturally, tired of sleepless nights, tired of crying, wonder why it has to be so awkward with me, what I see you do with others so easily. We make a date to spend time together, then I get a text at the last minute, rain check. We always have bad weather. You said you were going to spend time with them, but that results in more broken promises. Then you act like I'm the one that's bitter, like you don't know what the problem is. Don't try to blame me and say that I broke us apart, that I tore us apart. I got sick of being in a situationship that I thought was a relationship, me, myself, and a broken heart. To give you another chance, exactly what am I agreeing to? Allow you to keep messing around and make me look like a fool? Deny my gut feeling? Keep taking you back when I know you're cheating? Truth is, people make time for who they want. I've come to understand that just fine. Just don't expect me to stop everything I'm doing when I finally cross your mind. I'm somebody too. Yeah. So, all right. Let's see. Okay, so let me show some love to the ladies in the house, to the ladies in the house, to the ladies in the house. Oh, okay, okay. So here we go. Decided, why does Buffalo have so many doggone shit stations on the radio? It's been hard for me to find a good R&B jam. I digress. This poem is going to be dedicated to all the ladies, and it's called Long Live the Queens. We have the power to determine whether your seed multiplies or dies. Hell hath no fury like a woman fed up with games and ball faced lies. We may not be able to give you everything you want, but we sure do try. Known for making something out of nothing, cornbread, no, collard greens and butter beans with cornbread muffins. In some households, we make the dough and we bring home the bacon. We are the homemaker and the breadwinner. Don't be mistaken. We overplay our part for the ones that depart. We sustain and maintain. We are the real MVPs. We play all the positions on the court. We're the head of household. We hold down the fort. We don't play about our kids. We'll jump off the porch. Show them. We make sure Easter is happy and Christmas is merry with or without child support. We budget, we pack the lunch, we're nursing the hurt. We make the sacrifices when money is tight, we get out of the dirt. We pray to keep our homes healthy and stable. So don't ask my hard-working ass what I bring to the table. Only we know how to stretch $38 to feed 5 people and make it last until next pay. Real queens know what I mean when I say we deserve a queen's day. That whole $38, not even 40, not even 40 show.
These days it's tougher than ever.
It's gonna be a whole lot of chicken. The rice is always right. Leg quarters. That's what it is. This next poem is called What Love Ain't. I love the idea of love. I've fallen in and out of love. I thought it was love. I'm currently in love and have learned how to accept love. Love is all right. I know what love is, and I also know what love ain't. Love is not working 16 hours and standing outside waiting for your ride and for a ride in your car because your boo needed to handle some business but went to the bar. Love is not getting in front of people and showing out. Telling folks all your dirty laundry when you get an audience is not what love is about. Love is not malice and trying to manipulate them to do things your way. This is a human with feelings, not meant to be molded like clay. Love is not, I'm constantly trying to prove myself to you, walking on eggshells and cross examinations because you think nothing I say is true. Love is not always pouring into you until there's enough for me, making sure you're good, but now my cup is empty. And I like mine filled with a little bit. Come here. Okay. And so, it's not being careless, hitting below the belt, and reminding them of their past mistakes, then acting shocked when they reduce your time together. There's only so much a person can take. Love is not standing in the shadow or downplaying so that a dim light can shine brighter. It's more about stepping up and showing up together so that your bond can be tighter. Yeah. So, let me see. You know what? Um, see, I'm going to share This Is Us. And I got this title from the show that titled This Is Us. So it's about relationships. It's not necessarily about a particular relationship, but it's just about relationships. So here we go. I just need to know what we're doing. One of your buddies calls and you're off. Our date ruined. Things wouldn't be right without you. If you don't plan to be here, who can I run to? We've been through so much, and you're still my boo. As Miriam Nutt said, you're all that I need. I'll be there for you. We are blessed, no weapon formed against us. Hand in hand, from walking to riding in matching cars when we used to catch the bus. I can leave my kids' purse and keys around you, and for me, that's a lot of trust. Trust. If I feel like I'm not being heard or I've said it too many times, I'm gonna fuss. That's so true. Then, I digress. Since our past calls, I knew from my first chat things would change. I had an ironclad wall up and let you know from Jump Street that I wasn't playing any games. I don't have time for this. I don't have time for that. I no longer have the energy to ride around and bust your windows with a baseball bat. Yes, it was me. Why wouldn't it be? This is the reinvention of LT, and I choose to accompany. I choose you to accompany me on this journey. We're going on this trip together, but no, but know where it will, but don't know where it will lead. We've seen each other through a lot of things, but never chose to flee. For many times you left me, for the many times you lift me up when I'm feeling down, it means so much to me. How we laugh at each other's jokes and make up our own dances. I'm glad that we show grace and have given us so many chances. I want us to stay in close proximity, adjacent. I don't want us to stay together because we've grown complacent. We must keep in mind that teamwork makes the dream work, to keep God in our business and to put us first. Yeah. So, okay, so, oh, I do want to share this piece about family, um, because it may not be everyone's family, but I've noticed like a breakdown in the structure of a lot of families, and we're just not as connected as we should be or we could be. And some of it is from lack of noticing it, and some of it's from lack of trying, or there's just a lot of lack in families right now. And so that's why I wrote this poem. So hopefully it gets better. The poem is called "The Family Ain't the Same." It used to be so fun. Everyone would meet up and get together. Good music, family and friends, and ugly sweaters. We used to be tight. When it starts to get late, go ask if you can spend the night. For the ones that smoke, they're out on the porch. For the ones that can't cook, just bring paper plates and forks. Please. I may seem fine, but it saddens me. What happened to our big, happy family? We used to sit and talk for hours, celebrating reunions and baby showers. Now the same blood is thicker than water has lost its power. Without our grandmas, papas, and uncles to look up to, we lost our glue. Best believe if you're done with me, I'm also done with you. Still hurt about things that took place, things we didn't tell. Can't let go of past bitterness and betrayal. Caught up in taking sides means nobody wins and we all fail. Thank you. So now the time has come. to say goodbye.
Phil Burnett. I'm that old.
So, well, I'm gonna share one right before I do that. So hopefully he comes in that time. If not, God bless. So this piece that I'm gonna share was called Holy Immaculate Majesty, and it's the acronym HIM. And so in all of my books, whether it's the first to the last, it's all gonna have, something in there about my first love and that I praise and love and worship, and always been there for me and is there for me indeed to the day and forevermore. So, those are talking about Jesus. Talking about Jesus. I ain't talking about you. I ain't talking about Jesus now. Okay. Talking about Jesus. Even with him by your side as the waves hit the boat, knowing he was right there with me in the furnace. When I came out, I didn't even smell like smoke. With him taking the wheel and blessing me with traveling mercies every time I'm on the road, hearing the sweet sound of the gospel, I'll fly away. Now I lay me down to sleep, is how I learn to pray. Although life and times have changed how I pray and what I have to say, I still seek him, precious Elohim. When I sing to him, I still reach for his hymn, and I thank him for this day. So in this poem, I talk about the very thing that we had to do in order to get to the great city of Buffalo. We had to travel from Northeast Ohio, and it was torrential rains yesterday. I mean, it rained cats and dogs, frogs, and hogs. And we still made it through safely, thank God. And I put in here about a gospel song, I'll Fly Away, because that's a song that my mom used to sing with my daughter. Of course, it means a lot to me. And then I put in here about some biblical things like being on the boat and how they're on the boat and Jesus was asleep and chilling and they're like, Jesus, we've been
That's-
drowning.
That song's in the movie Oh Brother Where Art Thou, right?
Yep.
Okay, that's the one.
And so, they're like, Jesus, don't you see within the drown and the boat is going, what all is going on? It's a storm and stuff. And he's like, just go speak to her, real simple. Jesus is real simple on this and stuff. Sometimes he'll just drop some stuff. It ain't always got to be deep. Just go speak to the storm. Speak to the storm. So anyhow, I also talked about being in the furnace and coming out and not smelling like smoke, and that's of course talking about I don't know the exact book and the verse and all of that, but this is talking about Meshach, Rashach, and Abednego, not some other Negro, but Abednego. Because they refused to bow down to whatever king they had, and they only worshiped the King of Kings. And so when they went through that whole trial, they didn't even smell like smoke. Hey now, come on, Jesus. All right, so I'm back. But so yeah, that's why I mentioned that. Because that's also a testimony to some of the things that I know that people have gone through, and then things that I've gone through myself. How people say, "Well, you don't look like you've been through anything," and how you can go through things and not look like what you've been through. That whole, when people say, "You don't look like you've had a hard life. You don't look like you have any struggles. You seem like everything is great," and a lot of it has to do with your positive, way of living and the way your outlook on things. But a lot of us are going through a whole lot of personal storms. And we don't always look like we're going through the storms that we're going through. And that's the part that I really got out of the whole coming out of the furnace and not smelling like smoke, because he will bring you through. All right. Okay. So speaking of bringing us through, without further ado, I'm going to share the poem that I made and dedicated for all the people of Buffalo and especially the ones that were personally affected by the shooting at the Tops store a few years ago. So here we go. This poem is called What's Going On? And it's also called What You Doing? Okay, here we go. Out of all the poems about all the lives, I feel like you're not listening to what I have to say. Is it because I don't have the power of Magic Mike or a famous resume like Matthew McConaughey? Not that I will let that stop me. I could be making love and happiness poems about Tahiti, but more importantly, I want to know who's going to run the pantry. Shout out to Miss Pearl for feeding the needy. 19 bright futures lost. Buffalo can peacefully shop. Oh my God, what happened to Tops? Period, point blank. These mass shootings must stop. If I don't talk about it, who will? It's been too much blood spilled. Yet there's still resistance to change laws or pass a bill. I still need to know why they didn't storm the school or the store like they did Capitol Hill. Huh? What? I thought a rich son would say something. When are the bans on AK-47s coming? I thought you said you wanted to make a difference and cut down on crime. Oh yeah, it almost slipped my mind. You only say that when it's election time. And so that my wonderful performance, and I thank each and every single one of you, and hope that you have a great day from LFW.
Sure, too low. I'm still live at the moment. Which one's your favorite?
Oh, which one's my favorite? All of them are my favorite, Jerry.
I got the most reaction to
It's
the
like
God
a
one.
child. It's like, yeah,
Most of my following is a lot of Christian
yeah,
following, so.
yeah, yeah. So my first book, of course, about my first love.
Mhm.
And so, but like I said, I have a poem about my faith and my love for God in each and every single one of my books because
Mhm.
He's always with me and I'm always thinking about Him and always.
The skew is so they can find you?
Yes,
Let me see if I
exactly.
can get a good picture.
Support, support, support. We all the support.
If I can hold it still enough, maybe I'll say.
Appreciate.
Well, it's getting glare that way. Try to hold it still enough so they can use
Mhm.
that. And this, that, and tell them again where they can find you to.
They can find me on Amazon by looking up my name, Latonya Fenderson-Warren.
Okay.
Warren as in Warren Buffett. I ain't got
Okay.
that kind of money yet. But
My dad's name was Warren also.
yeah. And so
No
yep.
unusual spellings for any of that, right?
No.
Okay.
No. Yeah, although some people might think Latonya is a unusual spelling because they usually say Latoya.
Oh,
But
okay.
we have a Latoya here too.
Okay.
So yeah, I've done Latanga and Patanya and Batanya. Lord have mercy.
It's okay.
So Latanya
Whichever
and
one there
this is
was.
Warren. And so you can look up my books by my name or either by the titles.
Mhm. And you can get them here. This is
you can
it.
also get them here live at Bits Books and Waffles. Whoop, whoop.
Okay, this is in Buffalo, Main Street, Buffalo.
The location was on Ellicott. That is no more. We have moved down to Main Street. So
Yeah.
that's where we are.
I'll catch a number when I go out, as I go out.
Yes.
Yeah.
So yeah, you can find my books here. And you can find them in the local bookstores in Northeast Ohio, Columbus area in Ohio, and Cleveland area in Ohio. And of course, I travel all over the world.
Mhm.
So you can always follow me on LFW Books on Facebook, or you can follow Latonya Fenderson-Warren on Facebook and Instagram.
Okay, Instagram. Okay, I'm gonna grab my stuff. I'm gonna catch the, well, actually, I'm gonna leave that here. I'm gonna go outside and catch the thing and I'll come back in and say goodbye. I'm gonna catch the outside the building and that. So I don't see the owner yet. The owner's not around right now? I was gonna let him plug his business. You'll be back soon? Okay. I was gonna let him plug his business a little bit. I'll go catch the outside of it here. Let me catch the outside. It's, forgot the number. That's why I wanted to, there it is, Fitz Books. This is, 1462. Hope I didn't get a good, Fitzer Books. Yeah. All right. I'm going to end this. Talk to you all soon. Bye-bye.